You've done everything society told you to do. You got the degree. You moved to the Grand Duchy. You put in the grueling hours, navigating the endless frontier traffic, swallowing your stress. And finally, you got it. The promotion. The corner office in Kirchberg. The title you've been chasing for a decade. But instead of feeling victorious, you feel hollow. Your sleep is fractured. Your digestion is an absolute mess. Your anxiety spikes when your phone vibrates. You look in the mirror under those harsh office fluorescent lights and you don't even recognize the exhausted woman staring back at it. You are experiencing what I call the Kirchberg Heart. And it is not a psychological weakness. It is a severe, quantifiable, biological debt. The matrix we live in here tells you that success requires sacrifice. That grinding yourself into dust is just the price of admission to the European corporate elite. They tell you to just drink another espresso, push through the brain fog, and hit a high-intensity workout to burn off the stress. They are lying to you. And that lie is physically shrinking a specific part of your brain. Moien, and welcome to Healthy Moien, where we break the fitness matrix. Today, we are taking a deep dive into the hidden physiological cost of the Luxembourg hustle. I'm going to show you exactly how your corporate environment is hijacking your nervous system. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact protocol to take your biology back. Commute. Let's go. Before we decode the science, I need to read you something. This is our spotlight of the week, and it's a story I hear in the cafes of Luxembourg and the offices of Cloche every single day. Elena, listen to me very carefully. You are not ungrateful. You are not crazy. And you are definitely not alone. Let's look at the mirror of our reality here. Let's look at what your body actually endures on a Tuesday in November. In Luxembourg, your alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. because you have to beat the cross-border traffic from Thionville or Trier. It's pitch black outside. It's raining because, let's be honest, it's always raining. You rush through Gare Centrale, surrounded by thousands of other people who are also radiating pure, high-frequency stress. You get to the office in Kirchberg. The emails start. The endless meetings. The microaggressions in 3 different languages. By 1 p.m., you haven't seen a single ray of natural sunlight. You rush down to the local Cactus or the Orsin bakery, grab a cold pre-packaged pasta salad or a dry sandwich, and eat it at your desk while staring at a spreadsheet. You hold your breath while you read emails. You clench your jaw. You drink 3 coffees just to manufacture enough artificial energy to make it to the 4 p.m. meeting. By the time you get home, you are too wired to sleep, but too exhausted to live. Net gut. This is not good. We normalize this. We call it ambition. We call it building a career. But what is actually happening beneath your skin? You are locking your nervous system into a state of chronic, low-grade survival. Your body doesn't know you are just answering an email from a difficult client. Your primitive brain thinks you are being hunted by a predator through the muddy forests of the Ardennes for 12 hours straight. It is exhausting. Genuch. Enough is enough. It is time to understand the hidden biological texts that are actually dictating your life. Now, before we get into the heavy biology, a quick reminder. I'm your fitness investigator, not your doctor. I read the clinical studies so you don't have to, but always listen to your body and consult a medical professional for your specific health needs. My job is to give you the data. What you do with it is your power. So, what is the science saying about the Kirchberg Heart? We need to talk about your autonomic nervous system, specifically the seesaw dynamic between your sympathetic and parasympathetic states. Think of your nervous system like a car engine. The sympathetic nervous system is your gas pedal. It's the fight or flight response. When you are driving on the A3 highway during rush hour and someone abruptly cuts you off, you slam on the brakes. Your heart rate spikes. Your pupils dilate. Blood rushes away from your digestive tract and into your limbs. Your adrenal glands pump out adrenaline and cortisol. This is a brilliant, beautiful biological mechanism designed to keep you alive in acute danger. It's meant to last for 10 minutes. The parasympathetic nervous system is your brakes. It's the rest and digest state. It's where your body repairs cells, digests food, balances hormones, and solidifies memories. Here is the terrifying truth about the Luxembourg corporate matrix. You are driving with your foot pinned to the gas pedal, and the emergency brake pulled up 24/7. When you live in a state of chronic stress, the demands of the promotion, the toxic boss, the fear of failing, your cortisol levels never drop back to baseline. You enter a state of chronic sympathetic dominance. Wait, listen to this. This is the part they don't tell you in corporate wellness seminars. When cortisol stays elevated in your bloodstream for months and years on end, it becomes neurotoxic. According to neurobiological research, chronic cortisol exposure physically shrinks the dendrites in your prefrontal cortex. Let me repeat that. The stress of your job is physically shrinking the part of your brain responsible for logical thinking, emotional regulation, and complex decision-making at the exact same time. That same cortisol is causing your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, to hypertrophy. It grows larger. It becomes hyper-reactive. This is why, after your promotion, you suddenly start crying over a dropped pen. This is why a mildly passive-aggressive email sends your heart rate to 120 beats per minute. Your amygdala is scanning the Kirchberg office for tigers. And because your prefrontal cortex is compromised, it cannot send the signal to tell your brain, calm down. It's just a spreadsheet. And what does this do to your body? It destroys your gut. When you are in fight or flight, blood is diverted away from your digestive organs. So when you eat that healthy cactus salad while stressed at your desk, your stomach cannot properly secrete gastric acid. The food ferments. You get bloated. You develop leaky gut syndrome, leading to systemic inflammation. It ruins your hormones. Your body steals the raw materials needed to make progesterone, your calming, feel-good hormone, and uses them to manufacture more cortisol. This is called the pregnenolone steal. It leads to vicious PMS, irregular cycles, and an absolute crash in your libido. You are trading your cellular vitality for a title on a business card. That is the biological debt of the Kirchberg Heart. So, what is the standard advice? What does the Matrix tell you to do when you feel this specific brand of exhaustion? They tell you to grind harder. They tell you that you lack discipline. They tell you to go to a high-intensity dark-room spinning class at Belleville with flashing lights and loud techno music to sweat out the stress. They tell you to try the newest, most complicated 5 a.m. biohacking routine. This is the biggest trap of all. When your nervous system is already frayed, when your cortisol is already maxed out, walking into a high-intensity interval training class is the absolute worst thing you can do to your biology. You are taking an engine that is already redlining and throwing a brick on the accelerator. Your body views that intense workout as just another predator chasing you. You spike your cortisol even higher. You hold on to stubborn belly fat because your body thinks it's in a famine. The solution to the high-stress, hyper-stimulated Luxembourg hustle is not more stimulation. The hidden truth, the ultimate biological reset, is something we have deeply embedded in our local culture, but we've completely forgotten how to use it. It is the concept of Rou, quiet, peace, stillness, true biological healing, rebuilding your prefrontal cortex, shrinking your amygdala, fixing your digestion only happens when you forcefully activate the parasympathetic nervous system. It happens through slow living, It happens when you stop trying to optimize every single second of your day and give your nervous system the safety it is begging for. If you just realize that you've been tricked by the Matrix for years, that your exhaustion is a biological symptom, not a moral failing, subscribe to Healthy Moien right now. Hit the bell. We are building a community of women who refuse to sacrifice their health for a corporate badge. Subscribe so they can never fool you again. Now that you understand the mystery, why your promotion is breaking your biology, how do we fix it? How do we cure the Kirchberg Heart without quitting our jobs and moving to a commune? I have developed a highly specific 3-step no-gym plan tailored exclusively for the Luxembourg lifestyle. I call it the Rou Protocol. Your commute is not wasted time. It is a clinical transition zone. When you are looking at your phone on the Luxtram, your eyes are converging on a single, narrow point. From a neurological standpoint, this narrow visual focus directly activates the sympathetic nervous system. It creates stress. To break this, we use panoramic vision. When you are on the tram or waiting at Gare Centrale, put your phone away. Look straight ahead, but consciously expand your peripheral vision. Notice the ceiling, the floor, the walls passing by without moving your eyes. Expanding your visual field sends an immediate, hardwired signal to your brainstem that you are safe, instantly lowering adrenaline. Do this for 3 minutes every morning. You cannot digest food in a stress state. Period. Before you take a single bite of your lunch, whether it's at your desk or in the break room, you must activate your vagus nerve to pull the biological brake. We do this with the physiological sigh. It's a breathing pattern discovered by neurobiologists. 2 quick inhales through the nose, followed by a long, extended exhale through the mouth. Do this exactly 3 times before you open your salad. It forces your lungs to pop open the alveoli, stimulating the vagus nerve and immediately shifting you into rest and digest. Your gut will thank you. You don't need a heavy deadlift session to be healthy. You need uneven terrain. On the weekends, get out of the city. Go to the Mullerthal or the forests around Bambesh. Walking on uneven natural terrain requires a high level of proprioception, your brain constantly calculating the position of your ankles and knees. This requires so much computational power from your brain that it naturally shuts down the rumination centers. You literally cannot stress about your emails because your brain is too busy making sure you don't trip over a tree root. Plus, exposing your eyes to the natural fractals of the trees dramatically lowers cortisol. Aim for just 60 minutes, once a weekend. No headphones. Just row. You are incredibly capable. You have survived the hustle, the rain, and the pressure of the Luxembourgish elite. That your biology is not a credit card you can just keep maxing out. The Matrix wants you fast, stressed, and compliant. I want you slow, healthy, and dangerous. Take back your nervous system. Implement the Rou Protocol tomorrow morning. And if you want to know exactly what to eat to heal that gut inflammation caused by all this stress, you need to watch this video right here. Point to the side of the screen, where I exposed the bio-food scam in our local supermarkets. Verstan, you have the knowledge. Now execute Ganz gut. Messi, have a shine and dag, and Jadi.